Hey everyone, it's Synth Designer back again with another video. Today I'm excited to start a whole new series on this channel called Music Monday. This series is really going to be more of a kind of exploration of all things music. This includes general topics on music, music production, and just kind of having open discussions on what's going on in the world of music and kind of my thoughts and experiences on releasing music, being part of the music world. And I'm also going to explore some of what's going on in the music world. And it's really just going to be kind of like opinion based and kind of meant to be more of an open and engaging forum rather than how-to videos. I'm still going to continue lots of how-to videos, so don't worry about that. I really just want to kind of expand things and, have some fun and explore different topics. I'll probably release these about once a month. If there's a little bit more demand, I wouldn't mind doing more. But why don't we just start off with once a month and see how it goes. Today, my first topic is going to be about releasing music and just getting your music out there. I think there's a lot of hesitation with new artists and just beginners in general about releasing music. I think we get caught up a little bit too much in trying to be perfect and really getting to a point that is almost unachievable before we release any music. And I feel like that's just the wrong approach. I think one of the greatest ways you can learn about your music and how to become a professional is by releasing music at a consistent and steady rate. Now, I'm not going to say I'm some sort of professional artist that is out there every day creating the best music out there, but I will tell you that I always do the best I can for every release, and my goal is to always make my newest release my best release. Now, what does that mean? I always try to kind of put forward the best I can at any given point. And if I feel like I've taken a step back, then I try to kind of look at what I've done and see what I can improve so that that doesn't happen. And sometimes that involves scrapping projects altogether before I actually come up with a whole new song. Now, sometimes those steps are going to be very, very small and incremental. Sometimes they're going to be bigger. But I can guarantee you, I've been releasing music for about the past 2 years, just under, and I can guarantee you that every once in a while, I'll notice a dramatic difference in the quality of my mixes, my melodies, just basically my entire music production process as a whole. Again, I am not claiming that I am a great artist, but I do think I am far better than I was at the beginning of my journey. And I feel like a lot of people set a very, very high standard that they want to achieve right off the beginning, and they hesitate to release any music. And I really feel like that's the wrong approach. I think you should be releasing music as an artist at any point that you have a completed song. Now, some of you will hesitate and think, okay, well, what if I get rejected? What if nobody likes it? Is it really good enough? Well, I don't think it's fair to say that the best artists, no matter what genre, their first songs were their best songs by any stretch of the imagination. We are in a position where we can release songs quite easily, and the standard for getting those out is quite low. I mean, anybody could release anything. And in some respects, that's very good. In other respects, that just means that there's going to be a lot of varieties of music out there with no standard. Back in the day, you'd have to get a recording contract or you'd have to pay quite a bit of money to record yourself and get that track out there. Now we have distributors like DistroKid here that I use. It's about $35 a year, I think, and you get unlimited songs. And there's also SoundCloud, which has free versions where you can release, I don't quite know how many is the limit, but I have not hit it yet. And then there's lots of other opportunities as well. You could upload things to YouTube if you like. The point here is you should be releasing music as soon as possible just to get it out there. I think a lot of people, like I said, will be hesitant because they'll feel like they could get rejected, where the reality is that's actually a much higher step than you would think. Getting rejected in the music industry is actually very difficult at this point because there's so many things that are released that you're more likely just to never be seen at all. And I know that sounds dark, but that's the absolute reality of things, which in some sense should free you up to be more open to releasing your music. The reality is it'll be difficult for you to be heard at all. And if you do get rejected, then that probably means that there's at least some people listening to your music. Getting organic listeners is one of the most difficult things you can do, as there's, I think, something like over 100,000 songs released each and every day on Spotify. The point there is you really should be freed up to release music and get it out there, because it's not as scary as you might think. Getting to that point where you actually do get heard and possibly do get rejected is actually a pretty big step in all of this. But I do want to hear from you, and this is part of the kind of open and engaging aspect of this. What has your experience been like when it comes to releasing music? Have you hesitated to release music for any reason? Do you release music on a regular basis? What are the challenges you're finding? And for the people who do release music, do you have any advice for those who might be hesitating? Personally, I feel like that's the best way to learn, because you might get some feedback from people you may not even know, and it might be harsh, but it might be true. And getting that feedback will only help you get better. Every once in a while, I'll actually go onto Reddit. I follow a bunch of subreddits there, and you're allowed to post your music there just to kind of get a sense of what people think. And if you're not ready to release full songs, why not try there at least and get your music heard that way? Because again, you might get feedback, and I've gotten lots of feedback from Redditors, some positive, some negative, but there's been a lot of great constructive criticism on how I can improve my mixes, different ideas on melodies and songwriting in general, and it's always helped me get better and will continue to help me get better in the future. Again, sound design videos and the videos I release on how to make a song, well, those are great, but ultimately what I really hope everybody does is take those ideas and put them into music of your own so you can release it and get it out there. I think that's the dream, really, is getting some of my sounds to people, into the hands of people that really want to use it and just make the best music they can. I know there's a lot of listeners out there right now that are far better at music production than I am, and I'm completely okay with that. I have my own personal journey here that I'm taking, and will be continuously releasing music as I feel like I get better, and I hope that everybody does the same as well. Let me know down in the comments if you like this video, what you thought about this topic, and of course, let me know any topics you would like me to cover. I have all sorts of ideas that are coming up, but I want to hear from all of you. Let's kind of make this kind of like a great place just to discuss music in general, our thoughts on what's going on out there in the music world, and kind of get things going a little bit more lively and more of a communal kind of sense here. But anyway, I hope you all like this, and I'll see you all next time.